Weekly stock market update, friends. Let's get right into it. I'll make myself a little bit smaller so you can see me very clearly over here. Okay, this is the public redacted version, but nevertheless incredibly useful. We're going to start off with some of the politics first and foremost, kicking off with that. Earnings are still beating expectations. That's a balancing act. How do stock prices move? When expectations are low, i.e. people are miserable, if profits still jump that lower hurdle, prices can go up. It's phenomenal, but it happens. Equally, if expectations are really high because the market's buoyant, then it's harder to beat those expectations and prices can fall. It's the paradox of investing that when times are good, it naturally puts an equilibrium into the system that you should expect worse times because expectations have got too high. And similarly, when times are really bad, you should expect a cycle back to the upside because it's about expectations and human nature. Now, if we could all create some kind of conspiratorial get-together and collude, then we'd always manage our expectations, always just exceed those through earnings, and the price would endlessly go up. Capitalism doesn't allow collusion. In fact, it's a criminal offense. So earnings good, that is good. It's why point number 6, the S&P is at all-time highs. Point number 2, China tariffs. There's going to be talks in Malaysia between the Americans and the Chinese. The concern regards rare earths, which the Americans are desperate to have. So the Chinese have got their foot on the throat of the Americans on rare earths, for which, well, the Americans concede on some of the tariffs to change the trade balance. They'll come to some kind of agreement. I've lectured at the University of International Business in Beijing, and the one thing that came to mind from all of that period is the Chinese care about social order because they're communists. And for that reason, they care about growth to maintain social order, and they care about reduced inflation. Now, unemployment would cause mass social disorder in China. They can't afford unemployment. They need the Americans to keep buying their goods. So for them, it is not about principle. We know this because they're a capitalist communist country. It is about growth. So I suspect the Chinese will continue supplying rare earth magnets for American F-35s. And along the way, what will happen is that the Americans will come to some reduction in tariffs to manage their trade balance because they care about the trade deficit they've got with China for both principled political reasons and to a slight extent economic.